From the trading desk of Daily Forex, this is Christopher Lewis looking at the upcoming July 6th trading session in the euro dollar. This is probably going to be the one pair that everybody's paying attention to, so that's why I chose to do the video. Quite frankly, this is probably the most dangerous pair on earth right now, with the Greek referendum coming on Sunday. Whenever we get the results of that vote, which I believe will, if it's as close as they say it's going to be, it may not even really be until Monday, but I look at the possibilities here, and as I zoom out, I'm not so worried about the candle shapes or anything like that right now. In fact, could do this with a line chart. I look at this as a market that has been kind of forming a little bit of an upward channel, maybe struggling at the 115, the 114 to 115 level. I think that's a massive barrier. Once we break above this barrier, I'm a long-term buyer. I think that the market continues to go much higher. But remember, trend changes are pretty messy. So even if we get a bunch of bouncing around, that doesn't negate that necessarily. Now let's look at what could happen. We could get austerity vote of no, and that will be very negative for the euro short term. What this means, more than likely, is that Greece will be gone out of the European Union. And while that'll be very negative for the currency in the short term, ultimately, that's actually a good thing. We finally get that overhang off of the euro. We take our write downs, we move along. And at that point in time, I would expect not only a rally, but a long-term trend change would be my suspicion. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be pretty, doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it is a possibility. So we may, whenever we get the results, find ourselves down here. And that breaks through the channel. It breaks through the 110 level, which I think is supportive all the way to 109. And if we do, at that point in time, I specifically am going to wait and see what happens at 105. I'm going to step the sidelines, let the people that want to lose all their money jump in the market and throw it in there as quickly as possible. Because at that point in time, it's going to be basically a war of attrition. Now, there is another possibility, and let me go ahead and change colors here before my chart gets a little too out of control. And the other is a possibility of yes for austerity. And if we get that, then I think we'll just go higher. And then we will have the fight at 114, 115 again. So either way, I am a buyer of the euro. It just really comes down to, am I doing it right away? Or in the case of a no vote, am I waiting? Am I waiting for it to kind of calm down and find its footing? Because the longer I trade, the more I realize you're paid to wait sometimes. And quite frankly, in a situation where if they voted no, and let's say that we did break down 3 or 4 handles, you could try to get involved in that and make 2 or 3 handles, or you can wait down here when the euro itself is cheap. Next thing you know, you're finding yourself at 122 months later, hanging on to a trade forever. So really, this could be a bit of a crossroads for this currency, and I'm going to treat it with a lot of respect as such. When I do start buying, regardless of which way it is, I'm going to do it about half my normal position size, just because of the potential volatility.